Hey guys, it's a beautiful Saturday morning, August 13th. I wanted to do another update video. This is about 2 weeks from my last video, which was the 10-day update. So it's been 2 weeks, and bad news about Corky's honey. No matter what I did, we still had figlets drop off. And I'm just going to basically chalk it up to the fact that, this was store-bought, was a Monrovia plant, and, I don't know what's going on. I mean, maybe it was just the root bindingness of it. I don't know. I'm not even going to pretend to know anymore. I tried the potassium water. I tried watering it day and night. It's held on to about 5 of the figs so far, but you know what? I don't know. It doesn't look very promising. They are growing bit by bit, but I have a feeling that it's going to lose them all, and it probably won't give me any figs this year other than the 2 brie buds I had. So I won't hold on to any more hope for this one. I'll let it surprise me if it does. This is my Letizia. Let's look at it. Letizia last time, it had cute little figlets, and they've grown really well. Really well. Got this as a cutting in March, and it didn't even, root until later this summer. I want to say around June time frame. It was so slow to root, but now it's doing really well. Let's go down to the fig orchard. It's so weird saying that. Since my last video, I know I talked about my pterodactyls. They haven't been back. Otherwise, I would take a video of them for you. It's like a family, a mommy, daddy, and a baby. And they're huge. Like when they are flying and you see the shadow they cast, it's like a pterodactyl. And we drive next to them. They're, as high as the car. That's how big they are. All right, since my last video, I did a few new things. I had ordered a 15-gallon grow bags, and I was going to put these more vigorous ones into those grow bags, but when they got here, they were huge. They were like a swimming pool for a small dog. And I just was trying to picture myself moving those darn things once they were full of soil and roots and tree, and I just got scared and I sent them back. I returned them through Amazon. So what I decided to do next was to slit holes as in my beautiful grow bags, and I made the cuttings sort of vertical and then cut around them just a little bit to make them like an oval opening where most of the roots seem to be, and then I put them right in the ground. And I don't know if you can tell this, but my soil is like jet black, which I've heard, because I'm no farmer, but I've heard that black soil is nutrient rich. And so, I put them in directly in the ground in their bags with the holes, and I still water them from the pond using the pond water. There's my pump over there. And I water them really well, and so far they're doing great. The light green is all new growth, and so let's go through. This is my Negron. Last time I showed you these figlets. They were a little bit smaller. it doesn't seem like, oops, sorry. It doesn't seem like it's progressing so much. And this was the one that was, you know, the leaves are curling and such, and it's still happening. And I wanted to put it in different, you know, in Miracle-Gro, but I decided against trying to take it out of the pot and killing it. So that's why I thought, let me just put it in the ground. Has it made any difference? Maybe. Like, look at the new leaves. They're not curling. Well, these two aren't. This one, I don't know, a little bit. This one a lot. Anyway, as long as it's not dying. And then this new branch is doing fantastic. This is it was an offshoot, if you can see down there. It was an offshoot, and the leaves on this one, so new growth, is doing fantastic. So it's doing great. It's got a ton of new figlets. We've got ants, so I put down that thing right there, which is that liquid that they go in and sip from and then go back to their nest, and then they tell their buddies, and then all their buddies come in and drink that delicious juice that will eventually kill the whole nest. This is my Rondi. This is the one I got from Olga. And at the time I had seen a couple of double bumps on it. And now, and I thought they were fakes, but I think I don't see any figs on them anymore now. It's all like leaf buds, it seems like. And so I don't have any figlets on this one, but I do on my other one. That one's back here, also in the ground. But look at this one. This one's got plenty. This is the one that I got from One Green World back in April. I think that might be the only branch that I'm getting figlets on so far. So I don't know. Will I get a Rondi? We shall see. It's very vigorous. And it's doing fantastic. Oh, guys. Look at the yellow long neck. Look at that thing. Look at monster. It's not really that big. Wow, that was pretty magical. No, it is pretty big. Okay. It looks bigger in my camera than in real life, but no, that's the actual size of it. So, fantastic. And then it's got all these little ones. Remember, those were just double bumps, barely noticeable. No, they were double bumps and swelling a little bit 2 weeks ago. And so 2-week progress, we've got this. And so far the little shoot that I took off of it that I mentioned in my last video is still alive. It's doing well. And I'm just waiting for root sighting, and then I'll be very excited and upload that video. This is the second yellow long neck, and I placed them near each other. And at that time, it was barely noticeable double bumps, and now we've got absolute figlets. Yep. And wrap around to the other side of this. Yep, so this is 2-week progress. They went from double bump sighting to actual figlets, and this is helpful for, I know, for new figsters, because as a new person to this hobby, it's you don't know what you're looking at, and then how long does everything take, B. And then so that you can sort of judge on whether or not you're going to get figs. And so just wanted to show you guys out there that are new, that was 2 weeks worth of growth on the figlets from bud, or from double bump sighting to figlets. It was 2 weeks. This is a 2-week progress, but this is on the yellow long neck, which is incredibly vigorous as it is. This is my Italian honey laterala, and I told you this was having trouble, and I was thinking about putting this in a different soil and putting it in Miracle-Gro to see. And then again, I decided against that, and I decided to just cut holes in it and put it directly into the ground so that it can seek out the nutrients that it needs from the ground rather than disturbing it. I didn't want to kill it. And at that point, I thought I saw double bumps, and as you can see now, they're very pronounced and swelled. And so they are definitely going to be figlets. But, and then again, I can't judge I can't rate this progress against the yellow long neck, because the yellow long neck was in Miracle-Gro, and so, the shoddy soil of this is probably affecting that. This is the Desert King. It's doing fantastic. I had seen double bumps on it, and I pointed out the double bumps on camera, but I don't see any figlets on it. Good sign. So, Peter's Honey. Got this in April, again from One Green World, and it was just this, couple sticks, and it's loaded with figlets. And so at the time, I think they were tiny figlets, and now they're probably the diameter of a quarter, maybe bigger. My bigger ones, and then the other ones, they were the size of a sort of larger, more plump pea, and look at them now. So very nice progress on the Peter's Honey. This branch is loaded. Next, we've got the White Marseille. And the White Marseille, they were little figlets as well, and they've grown really well as well. And it's the vertical growth has completely stopped, and so it's focusing all of its energy on these figs and ripening them, hopefully, which is a great thing for me. Okay, next, if you remember, I had the Olympian in the little garden over there, and it was getting less and less light because of all the other plants I have in there, and I had put it in there because I wanted to protect it from the rabbits, the stupid rabbits. And so I decided I'm going to pull it out of there and put it directly in ground so that it can grow and get full sun all day long and do a little bit better in its growth. And so far it's done really well. I did this about 3 days ago. It wilted a little bit. I watered it a lot, including on top of the leaves with the pond water. And then I tried shading it, and so it came back really, really quickly, like within an hour or so. The wilted leaves sprung back up, and it's been like this ever since. And this is the Smith, guys. This is the Smith that was a cutting on May 14th. It's huge, it's productive. I'm actually air layering. I'm trying to air layer. My first time. Ignore me, I'm just giddy with these things. Anyway, so I'm trying an air layer for the first time. Why? Because I think I want a second tree of it, because my other cuttings died, and so I'm giving it a try. It's nice thick offshoot. And so, you know, I'm hoping once I cut it, it will grow another shoot off of that trunk. So we'll see. Did I do it right? I hope so. Something's eating the leaves, which drives me crazy. All right, time to look at the green Ischia. You guys believe this? Look at how much new growth it's got. It's crazy. The last video was just this, and since then I've gotten all this new growth. And so, I mean, that tells me I'm really excited about it, but it looks like the green Ischia is a nice productive tree. No double bumps so far. I don't see any little figlets on it. Don't care still. I'm just happy that it's doing well and I didn't kill it. A Harvey cutting, if you remember. This is my Spudophora Dark. Spudophora Dark I got from it was a cutting back in February from New Jersey Fig Farm. And it had double bumps on it, and now look. This is really an aggressive grower too, sort of like the yellow long neck. Now that it's finally rooted, it's taken off. And so again, those were just double bump sightings. It's got a whole new, you know, several shoots coming out from the bottom. And so this is going to be an aggressive one too. No one's done a video so far on what a Spudophora tastes like, looks like when cut up, or anything. So I'm really excited to do one of those videos for you guys. Next, we've got the Colonel Littman's Black Cross. This was a cutting back in March. This one was the more aggressive grower of my two Colonel Littmans. And it's really done well since the last video. 2 weeks. It's like amazing how productive they are sometimes. And there are the double bumps. So last time I couldn't see any, but this time I'm seeing double bumps. Or no, I think I did see double bumps, and they're still double bumps. So the smaller one is doing really well too. It hasn't caught up obviously, but that's okay. This is the Celeste that I had just purchased in July, and so right 2 weeks ago, maybe almost 3 weeks ago, and the new growth is doing great. It looked like the leaves were getting bigger in the last video, and they certainly are now. It's very pronounced. Leon's Montenegro, we had double bumps, and now we've actually got figlet formation. Very exciting. Oh my, if you remember this was my creme de fragole that is unconfirmed, right? And I'm trying to fruit it so that I can confirm that it is a creme de fragole. And at that time, these were just double bumps. So 2 weeks ago, these were double bumps. Also very vigorous grower. And you can tell just from the figlet formation here. It's loaded with figlets. Let's see. Loaded and growth. So this will be awesome. That's another one. And this one is a little bit behind in figlet formation. And it might be because this one isn't out in front, gets more sun, who knows. So really exciting to get a chance to confirm that one. This is my Col de Dame Noir, and this is really doing very well. I did not tip this. I did not take off the tip because this one I don't mind. I'm gonna let it grow to wherever it needs to go. And then, you know, it's since it doesn't have that much time left. Now I have to show you a problem. I'm not sure if any of you have ever experienced this, but here are my black Madeiras. Remember, this was the same cutting that I had snipped into, and then I rooted them together, and then I up-potted them, and I just kept them together because I didn't want to lose any. I didn't want to risk, you know, destroying any of the roots. And so what had ended up happening was these were turning yellow. And I was like, what's going on with this? Something is wrong. And I looked at the connection of this shoot to the actual cutting. And the actual cutting was rotting and deteriorating. And it was slowly working its way up to this shoot, or up the shoot. And so I was like, oh man, I need to call a doctor for this. But no, what I ended up doing was I scraped off some of the lignification off of this new shoot, and then I surrounded it with Miracle-Gro, and then, you know, put plastic all around it so that I can try and air layer it off the dead, basically, cutting. Whether or not it's going to work, I don't know. That remains to be seen, and I will give you guys an update in the next update video, but I don't know. It's so far, it's not died. I mean, I'm trying to take off the leaves as if, you know, like one came off as they're dying. I want to take them off so that I can conserve energy into the root production, but at the same time, I kind of want, you know, energy from the sun to penetrate and help it along. So we will see, but at least I have that one, and I hope this, you know, that one doesn't die, because then I'll be without a black Madeira. Anyway, this is my Italian 258. It's doing great, and at the time I thought I saw double bumps, and look at that, we've got figlets. And so the Italian 258 seems to be a good productive variety too, which is very exciting. We've got more double bumps as it's growing in height. Next we have my Noir de Barbataine, and the Noir de Barbataine is starting to look good, even though it's in the crappy soil. It's starting to look really good. The leaves are getting big and nicer color, and that's very exciting. And I definitely have figlet formation. I don't know that they will ripen, but oh, snail, yucky. Sorry, yeah, I'm sure these are just leaf buds, but that one was definitely figlet formation that I showed you, right? Yeah. But what the hell do I know? Anyway, so very exciting progress. Let's go to my last row. Last row, this is the Chios Dark that I got as a cutting back in February from New Jersey Fig Farm. And as you can see, same time as Spatafora. But, you know, I learned a lot of lessons from this whole experience. This is the Maris Negretta, the one that I got at the same time as that Smith tree that's now in the ground. I mean, it's doing okay. It's not dead. I didn't kill it. I did up-pot it into this at that time. And so it's like in this new pot and soil and everything. This is my Long Doubt. Long Doubt has no figlet formation or double bumps that I can see. It's got a little bit of fig rust, but you know what? We had several days of, you know, torrential rain, and I'm not concerned really. These are the two Letizias, and they've done extraordinarily well. I do see double bump formation, but again, don't care, because the one up top in the patio area is doing really well. Yeah, there's double bump formation on both. And so I don't know how long it takes for a Letizia to mature its fruit. This is the figine. And as you can see, the figlet formation is really coming along, most predominantly in the base, which, you know, tells us where most of the energy is, right? It's in the base. And some of them, most of the energy is on the top. And like, as you saw, the yellow long neck. So that's kind of interesting if anyone were to study that more, where the majority of the power is coming from on these fig trees. It's really kind of cool. A lot of double bump formation. This is really productive. The figine slash Verdino del Nord, very cold tolerant supposedly. So we'll see. Not that I'm going to put them outside, but I'm going to bury them, and I'll do a video on that. We're in zone 5B for, you know, any of you watching that are interested in knowing, where I'm in zone 5B in Illinois. And I was going to put them all in the garage, but my garage is kind of warm and I think it'll screw them up. And I kind of want to acclimate them more to our weather as much as possible. You know, we want to set them up for success. And so what I'd like to try to do is, so again, this is a figine, another one, Verdino del Nord, and it's loaded, and most of the, you know, power is at the bottom of this, but it's got, you know, figlets forming on every node, and it's very branchy. So it's going to be really cool. And like I said, the vertical growth really slowed, and it must be focusing its energy mostly on the fig production. But again, back to storing them for the winter. I plan on digging out an area up there, and I'll show you. Well, we're done with the fig tour here, so let me show you what the plan is. Let me put my Home Depot bucket away so I can minimize the ugliness out here. Here, I'll give you a nice view for Saturday morning. But we're just going back up. There's my Japanese beetle trap. It works great. It's been keeping those suckers away from everything. I got it from Amazon, by the way. I went to Home Depot and they're like, there is no such thing. And I'm like, you find me somebody that knows what they're talking about, please. So here's where I'm thinking. The plan right now is to dig this all out and make sort of a grave. And I hope that's not foreshadowing of things yet to come, but I'm going to dig this out. And then I'm going to put compost and all my scraps from the kitchen, and then hay, because the breakdown of the scraps and turning into compost creates heat. So there will be heat from the bottom. And I think I'm going to cover that up with landscape fabric, and then lay the trees all down, and then cover them with straw. I still have to look into this because I'm so worried about mold. Maybe not straw, maybe just dirt directly on, you know, like soil, topsoil, all over them, and then hay, and then a tarp. Oh no, wait, Christmas lights, and then a tarp. Yeah, you heard right, Christmas lights. From things that I've been reading, it seems that Christmas lights will add an additional 20 degrees into the area. And so for here in Illinois, we get down to sometimes negative, like 10 below. And so with an additional 20 degrees, I think that'll be just what the doctor's looking for. And what I'll do is I'll probably just turn those lights on And they're already made for outside, so you don't have to worry. I'll just turn those on those nights where the temperature is expected to go real low. And so a tarp over those lights, and then just weight the tarp down with some rocks or something. And so that's my plan. And I'll do a separate video when I do that, and then another video when we come back in the spring, and you can see whether or not I killed everything or not. I hope not. Anyway. Oh God, I would just die if I lost them all. But if any of you have any comments or questions, or if you have videos, please feel free to link them in the comment section. I would love to watch your videos. If you're a fig grower, please go ahead and share your YouTube links with me in the comment section. And if you have any tips or advice for me, I'd love to hear it in the comments. So I really appreciate you watching. Take care and have an awesome day.